Good evening. How's everybody today? Seems like I haven't said hi for weeks, but it was last Friday, so a couple days ago. How are you all doing? I'm doing good. For those who care, I feel pretty good. Been outside working today. I have some people who come. Actually, they're neighbors. They live down the road about a kilometer, and very friendly people. They make their money. The guy and his wife make their money. They have a pickup truck and they go to local markets selling knives. So they'll stop and say, "Pai wat?" which means going to the temple. They're always teasing me, speaking Thai to me and trying to make me understand. But it's very interesting. But anyway, a couple days ago I said to him, "You want some work through an interpreter, because my Thai's not that good." And they said, "What doing?" And I asked them to clean by the river. We come to an agreement on a price, and they said we won't do it in one day because they have to go to the market in the morning. That's how they make their living, by selling knives. So they do that in the morning up till lunchtime at different markets all around, and then in the afternoons they're free. And then what they do is normally they cut trees on people's property who want it clearing. Well, over here, they're next door. I know the people who own that property, and it's like 2 rai there. I think they want, the last I heard, 800,000 baht per rai. So that's 1.6 million baht for, I think, just under an acre, whatever that is. So much is that then? That's about 40,000 pounds for an acre. But you know, everybody says, "Oh, it's way too much," and because there's nothing there. The only thing there is the pipe runs through the yard, through the woods, which means they can tap into to get water. But you got to bring electricity, but it's not far. It's just across the street, so you just need a pole across the street, and you have power on the property. But so they keep that down. But so I come to an agreement on a price for them to cut down the hill for me, and this is what they've done. I was thinking that this pen here was where I used to keep my ducks until this area flooded. Normally it doesn't flood, but one year the water came right up to just above about a foot above that gate, and the ducks swam out, and then they followed a goose which used to live across the river all over the place until they all managed to get themselves eaten by the monitor lizards. So I'm not putting ducks in there again. So when they cleared it all out this time, I'm going to take it all down, take the metal all out. I originally bought these concrete poles here. See them standing up here? Because I was going to make a big enclosure and hang all kinds of tropical plants inside it and try to grow different things. But it just got more and more monotonous, so I stopped and left it open. And now I'm going to plant these trees here. I got lots of different trees over there. As they get bigger, they're going to come in this piece of ground here, and this will be closed off so you can't drive in like it is now. But with those concrete poles, I was thinking what would be really cool to do with them is come back over here and take them down the hill and make a walkway. I can get some smaller poles and put 2 in here, 2 on that little bank just over there, so it'll go downhill slightly, and then put those, they're 2.5 meters long, so put them in the ground down there where it's flat and make like a platform that you can walk from here right on top where I am now and straight out, go down, maybe let it go down a meter, and then straight out and can go down again to whatever that's going to drop to, and take you right out to the edge of the river, and then you could make a float out there. You remember Bang I told you about before? He had a boat. He's passed now, but he had a nice boat I think it was like 12 foot long, quite wide, aluminium boat with an outboard motor. And he kept saying, you know, I'm trying to remodel my house. I hadn't been here long. And he wanted to bring his boat over and leave it here so he could get it into the water easier. And I'm like, you know, if he was still alive today and said that, I'll say, come on, because I have time to focus on it. But, you know, we could have made a slipway and all kinds of things down there. And then, I mean, he only lived about 200 meters from here, so he could have come up here, got in his boat, and gone and played in the river. But he wanted me to play with him in the boat, go fishing and stuff. I'm like, bang, I got my house to do. I don't have time to play right now until my house is done. So that didn't happen. So while they worked over here, I was working over here. Just because you have to be outside with them. I don't have to now. I know who they are. They know what to do. So just leave them get on with it. But I think these red fire ants are called moot dang or something like that. And little buggers, they're pretty big. And they're aggressive as hell. And they get on you, and the first thing they want to do is sting you. It's not a bad sting. It's like maybe like a, you know, when a mosquito gets you and it stings. A bit like that, or a little bit more. But it's not, I mean, they're everywhere. So sometimes you just have to take some bug spray down there and spray the area where they are and go back half an hour later. That way they can't get you. But this is what I was doing. You see that blue post? That's the property line where, well, that's not actually, that's where the water line is. The property line is just forward of that. And there's a stone over there. So technically, this is no man's land, part of the river, all this land here. But I can clean it. So you can see down there at the base of that tree, it was just covered in weeds. So I was cleaning it, you know, cutting it so that all the vines that are growing up in the tree will die off. But there's thousands of ants, so I'll go down there tomorrow and do some more. But he let me use his chainsaw, so these big branches that I trimmed off in the past, I cut them up into smaller sections so I can put them over here in this big old pile. And what I do is just keep throwing it on the edge here, so when it rots back, it's building the ground up. So you can see here, this is the ground, and I'm just building it up so it takes it farther out. But this, I cut the tops of these stumps off, lower to the ground, and this big one here I cut back too. And I threw a load of chainsaw sawdust on top of it and wet it so it'll help it rot. So that's what I've been doing today. Out here getting soaking wet, sweaty, and eaten by moot dang, brown ants. Anyway, that's me for the day, guys. I'll sign off, and I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you're all happy on the inside, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Look after yourselves. Buckets, guys. Rivers. All the very best. Good night.